Hey there, LEGO fans and potterheads. I'm the lawyer in the LEGO shed, and this is the 7th in a series of videos that I will be making this year as I build my way through the magical world of LEGO Harry Potter. I've been collecting the Harry Potter line since it started back in 2001 with the release of the very first movie. And for this video series, I will be building sets that have been part of the more recent waves of Harry Potter LEGO, beginning in 2018 and stopping with the 2023 releases. My plan is to go in movie order, and so, without further ado, let's get started. Our fourth set is Gringotts, the Wizarding Bank Collector's Edition. We're going to do two different parts here. Since this set is so large, I've decided to do two separate videos, with one video focusing on the underground portion and the other focusing on the street level building. When this set was initially announced, I will admit I was very skeptical. After the incredible success of Diagon Alley, I was hoping that the designers would have gone with just more shops. Things like Madame Malkin's, Leaky Cauldron, Potacres, things that we just had not seen depicted before, rather than this whole underground cave system. However, after building it myself, I will say that I really have been won over by the whole thing. So let's get into it here with our underground cave portion. Really just a super exciting thing to look at here. This underground portion occupies the second instruction booklet within the first and second instruction booklet within the set, and is the setting for two main scenes within the Harry Potter movies, both of which are represented here. We'll show our first clip here.
Vault 687. Lamp, please. Key, please.
Didn't think your mom and dad would leave you with nothing though, did you?
And then we'll show our second clip here.
What is that grip hook? Grip hook!
This set was released in 2023, has 4,803 pieces, and this is actually the third time that Gringotts has been depicted in LEGO form on a minifig scale. The first time was with set number 4714, which was released way back in 2002 as part of the very first wave of Harry Potter sets. You can see here that the main focus of that build was the underground cave system. The second time was with set number 10217. That was released back in 2011 and focused entirely on the street level building. So with this set, we kind of get a best of both worlds situation by having both focuses adjusted. So things that I loved about this portion, I've really changed nothing. I think they did a great job of really capturing the feeling of an underground cave system. Could there be more rock detail in certain places? Yes, but ultimately it doesn't really bother me. The things that I think were just the most delightful was the ingenious method that you used, which you can kind of see a little bit of how that's accomplished, of building two different eye sections that then are slotted into one another. It was so much fun to kind of get to experience that. And then wrapping this beautiful roller coaster track all the way around the piece definitely made it a super fun build. So such a delight in that way. Other details that I thought were really, really compelling here were how many moments they were able to capture from the movies. So you can see here, I think we've got us positioned right at Harry's vault, which is vault number 687. And then we have the vault over here where the Sorcerer's Stone is being held, vault number 719. And then we even, or excuse me, 713. And then we go even lower down to the Lestrange's vault, which doesn't even have a number, which is in keeping with how old the vault is, and the fact that it is guarded by dragons. To that same end, we even have certain little details like the clackers, which I thought were such a great little thing to include here to subdue the dragon. We even have the thieves' downfall. I do wish this maybe could have been a little bit more prominent, or that it could have actually been a thing that went through the ride experience, but I understand the limitations, and I think that its inclusion is still welcome. And then, of course, aside from these other kind of like story-driven details, they even took a few liberties here and added a little feeding schedule for our dragon, which I thought was super fun, and then an even established little tile of how old the bank is. Just lots of really fun little nods like that. You can even see here how detailed any of the individual vaults are. They've got these beautiful kind of semi-holographic stickers on them that give them a little bit more texture and light. And then you've got these beautiful rounded tiles, each vault door looking very consistent, but also very, very engaging. And then, of course, we would be remiss if we didn't talk about the play features present in this one. I think the most obvious one is the delightful use of this track system. So we can kind of see a little bit here just how much fun this system is, with numerous little stopping points along the way as you're guiding your cart. Such a super fun feature here. Then we even have our, you can kind of see in here, it's probably pretty dark, but our Gemini curse that is utilized in the Deathly Hollows.
That's it. Up there.
They've added the Gemino curse. Everything you touch will multiply.
If you push this little cup, then all the other cups will come tumbling out. What a great little feature, and just a great nod to the reference. So yeah, I think that there was just a lot of really fun detail that they really put into it. The play features are so much fun, and something that is kind of missing in these more adult sets. So it was nice to get a different focus here. Next up, we have our big exciting component here, the dragon, our iron belly. Ultimately, I'm pretty skeptical and critical of brick-built animals. I'm not the biggest fan of them. I prefer a molded piece, especially in the Harry Potter line. More on that later. But the iron belly, I think, is actually a pretty good rendition, in particular because of its posability, which is something that you would definitely need in a model like this, especially to put our dragon in different settings and spaces. But I mean, check out the printing on his head here. Really, really fun. But the highlight here is definitely these articulating wings that can fold in and fold in on themselves. What a really great feature this is, because even the one that's just over my shoulder, that one can't even have folded articulating wings. So the fact that they were able to make this happen with this iron belly, I think, was really great. His coloring looks pretty good, especially since he's been locked up in the basement there for so long. But yeah, so ultimately, I think it's a pretty successful choice, despite the fact that I'm typically pretty critical of these brick-built figures. All right, let's move on to our minifigs here. For this section, we ultimately have 5 that are relevant for this portion of the build. We've got our golden trio first. So we have Harry, Ron, and Hermione, but of course they're in varying stages of depiction. We'll start with Harry. You can see Harry here. He's pretty basic. He's got kind of standard legs, no printing. His torso print is unique here, which is fun, but ultimately we see a lot of Harry, and I would have loved for some more accuracy here, because a significant portion of this scene that is being recreated here, Harry's under the invisibility cloak, and including that would have been a nice little feature, especially since we've seen invisibility cloaks included in the past. Every single one of these guys in this particular batch all have an alternative face. with them in the water after they've gone through the thieves' downfall. So each of them has an alternative face, and Harry and Ron, or excuse me, Hermione and Ron even have alternative hair, which is a fun little feature. Next up is Ron. He looks pretty great in his, generic Death Eater, generic bad guy outfit. Looks almost exactly like he does in the film. Great little hairpiece here. And then printing on the legs, printing on the torso. He's a pretty great choice. Same with Bellatrix here. She's got, again, some incredible printing. She's kind of a sought-after minifigure. She's not been done frequently, but her great hairdo here, Hermione's iconic beaded bag that is really present there in the Part 7 movies, and then even printing on the back of her dress. Her little skirt piece there, I think, is really wonderful. So lots of great detail that they've managed to get into her figure. Next up, we've got the two goblins. We have Grip Hook, and then we have our standard goblin with just the lamp. I think that Grip Hook, I'll be quick, he is basically a lesser version of the minifig that they included in the minifig series, so he's a bit of a letdown even with the Sword of Gryffindor, which is identical. And then we have, of course, our little other guy here that looks actually pretty great. He's got printing on the arms, he's got dual molded arms to capture that look of the goblins as they're walking through. And then his little lantern here, which is pretty darn successful. So ultimately, pretty good for the most part. I think Harry's the most disappointing, as well as Grip Hook. But yeah, I think that's everything for part one of our part one of our fourth set on this journey. And if you're interested in following along, please follow the account. And if there's anything else that you think I should be covering in these reviews, please drop a comment in the video. And thanks for watching, and have an awesome day.